Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the show. Because I'm doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this 18 June 2025. Today we're answering a personal comment that I received as a DM from a friend that was there at the height of the TikTok channel where I had the most followers, or getting a lot of views. The live were full, and they asked me the following question: why did you fell off? I think the question instead should be, how do you feel about falling off? We're going to be talking about it. Technically speaking, I don't consider that I fallen off, which is possibly denial, but I still have a very positive community. I still have a lot of followers. Still have some people that are I'm still getting a lot of love and a lot of support, which I'm really grateful for. Of course, if you look at the numbers, it's a bit less than before. But here's why I'm okay with it. Here's why I'm actually pretty surprised by how well it's going. I've been making content for a while, so of course some people are meant to unfollow and some others are meant to follow, which is pretty normal. I do post a lot, and because I post a lot, I get less views. And because I get less views, the algorithm is not good enough. I'm getting a lot of spam likes, which are also not good for the algorithm. And yes, the channel, I've lost a lot of followers, but it's okay. So that was the negative. This is why you could perceive like I fallen off. Here's how I view it. A lot of the accounts I was following were bot accounts, or accounts that are scams, or they're not true. So when you look at it, in the last 4 months, I've lost only 200 followers, which is not that much compared to other people that are really falling off and losing a lot of followers. But at the same time, TikTok this is the game. It's a lot of also I'm not the content creator that's have the content I make is not for TikTok. It's long-term videos, it's long form of content, so it's different, you know. How do I perceive it? You see, with TikTok is very special because on TikTok you only need 1,000 followers to go live. For me, going live was the most important part because, again, it's such a different thing. We go live in person versus in video games, which is the only platform that I do it on. The lives are also more fun because you meet more people. You meet a lot of people, which is, again, it's really nice because this is social media. I've been treating this as a job as social media, but the reality is I made a lot of friends on TikTok. I made more friends on TikTok than I made on Twitch and on Instagram combined. Now, with 1,000 followers, I'm still at 8,900 something. With TikTok, going live was the main purpose, was the main goal, which we reached pretty early on, which I'm super thankful for. Thank you, Alden Ring, for that, my first playthrough. But it's more than that. There's a lot more. You see, TikTok, negatively speaking, do not remunerate their content creator. So the way it works, technically speaking, is they don't give you cash. However, you have a presence on social media, and the more follow you have, the more likely brands are going to approach you to do a brand deal. You know what I mean? So we're seeing that a lot, which is good. But at the same time, am I the most approachable person for a brand deal? Nah. Would I take most brand deal? Possibly not. I don't know. I never had the opportunity. However, it's not only that. Since there's no remuneration on TikTok, you can start making money at 1,000 followers, and chances are you're still gonna be making as much money at 1,000 followers than you will at 10,000, because you're how can I say that? You're in a position where you're entirely reliant on gifts, and people won't check how much follow you have for gifts. Some people will. What they do is they'll send a lot of gifts for battles or for TikTok. That way people notice them. So for example, of course, when that is 10,000, and this is really, really, really like the psyche behind marketing. So somebody that has 100,000 followers have a lot of chance more people in their life, right? I saw people with 20,000 followers have 2-3 people in their life, which is nothing wrong with that, but still, you know. And so the more people that you have, the more likely they're gonna gift. But out of 20 people, possibly 1 or 2 are gifting. So it doesn't translate that well. First of all, second of all, also the goal for the channel, for the TikTok, was to promote my YouTube and my Instagram, which worked. We got a lot of follows from TikTok. Now, the best thing with that is this is a little boost, but it's a healthy boost. See, you don't want to have only followers on a certain platform because they're coming from another platform, right? Of course, I got a lot of followers from TikTok, but if the YouTube doesn't get followed by itself, and if it's entirely reliant on another platform, then something is wrong, you know? So yes, so we fell off in the proper term of the term. However, my experience with TikTok is much more positive. I'm having a lot more fun. I'm discovering the app in a fun way. It's pleasant. I'm having fun. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. I don't, you see, I think my expectations are different for each platform, you know? And my expectations for TikTok were accomplished, so technically speaking, I'm still winning. And I know it sounds like I'm saying fuck you, I know it sounds like a denial, but this is just the truth, and this is just the positive outlook on, yes, your channel. You see, a lot of people will see, and this is so toxic. A lot of people will see, okay, well, your channel will go up, and the second it goes down a little bit, you're falling off, right? And then they'll have videos that fall off, explaining the downfall of this content creator. But it's quite normal. Every single big YouTuber or big content creator had a lot. They lost followers over the years. A lot less. A lot of the popular content creator have a scandal. I didn't have a scandal yet, so be watching the news in a couple of days. Who knows? But yeah. So am I okay with how things are going? Absolutely. Am I wishing it was the way it was before? Not really, because I wasn't in a healthy mental state when I was at my top. I'm in a healthier mental state, not the best, but healthier, and that's worth a couple of 100,000 of followers, right? And yeah, yeah, I'll have the extremely, I'll have the pride of saying, you know what, it took us so long to build this, you know, which is a bit scary because it takes so long to build and so little to destroy it. So yeah. But that's for another video. This is for another day. As of right now, is don't worry about losing followers. Don't worry about a so-called fall off. I see. You only worry if you get down and you don't get back up. But ultimately speaking, there's always a way to get back up, right?